Ashley is in Salem, Oregon. Hey, Ashley, welcome to the show. How can we help?
Hey, Dave. Well, my husband and I are at a standoff. My husband started a paint and remodel business last year, and in his first 6 months produced $300K in production. This is our first full year owning the business. He's nearly at $600 for the year.
Wow.
And we haven't even started booking for November or December.
Is he making a profit?
He is, yes. We're doing very well. And I'm actually a stay-at-home mom. We have a 1, 3, and 5-year-old, and due to the state of the world, I'm looking to homeschool next year. And at the moment, we're living in a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,100 square foot home with no yard for all these kids. Debt-wise, we've cleared all but $59K in student loans, and our mortgage, which is only $170 remaining. Our house is a little bit of a unique situation, and this may be the best opportunity we have to sell and make money with little to no modifications on the home. The housing market out here is really hot right now, so I think we should sell, pay off the loans, get a house that suits our family and the business, which would put us on track for baby step 3 to pay that mortgage off. But my husband isn't budging on it. He wants to wait a year, see how the business goes, and says he won't move until we've got $100K in savings to put down, which sounds crazy. And my anniversary, is tomorrow. I told him the gift I would like is for him to allow me to list the house, and I will assume all responsibility so he can continue running the business. Should we sell, or should we sit here and suffer for a year and risk the market taking a crash, even though I know my husband isn't going to let us fail, so I think either way we go, we're going to be fine.
Ashley, how you guys don't have baby step 3, correct?
No, they have $59,000 in debt.
Oh, you still have $59,000 left in debt?
No, we're on baby step 2, so we're paying off that debt. But if we sold this house, we would be able to pay off the mortgage and our student loans and then turn around and buy a house that'll suit us for maybe 20 years.
Okay.
Well, that part's not true, but now you're exaggerating. But
yeah, so Ashley, if I were you, sorry, I would love to be on your team on this call, but I'm not going to be. I'm going to be with your husband because I want you guys completely out of debt with a fully funded emergency fund before you make another move.
But we have an emergency fund. We've got, I don't even know how much, but we have a lot of money in savings.
You don't know how much? Okay.
God, he has all the numbers.
That's fine.
I feel like we've got at least 10 in savings. We have a tax account for the business that last year we had thousands and thousands of dollars extra in that because he's really on top of that. I think we've got $10,000 in personal savings that he just isn't touching. And then we have no credit card debt, no car debt, nothing like that. We just have the $59 in the student loans, and then our mortgage, which is $170. The main issue here is that we live in an 1,100 square foot house with 3 kids under 5.
Yeah, totally.
And we only have 2 bedrooms. I'm sleeping on the floor.
Yeah. Wah. I would sell the house and rent, but I would not. I would not buy a house. I would not buy a house.
I'm open to that as well. A renting's fine. I just want to get rid of this one while the market is hot because I think it's the smart
Well, you're
thing
not
to
wanting
do
it to get
and
rid
pay
of it
off
because the
debt.
market's hot. You want to get rid of it though because you're exhausted and you have no room with 5 people in your family. That's right? Because you wouldn't sell
That's
it.
what's really going on.
Yeah, that's why you want to sell.
This is completely emotional, but I don't mind if you want to rent. Sell the house, pay off the student loans, and build your 3 to 6 months. And if he wants $100,000 in, that's fine. You can sit there and rent for 2 years. Sharon and I actually did that. We did it for a different reason. We did it to move school systems and pull the kids out of private schools. Rachel was in kindergarten. Denise was in first grade. Second grade. Thank you. And we were paying private school tuition because the schools in Nashville suck. And so we moved out of Nashville into the adjoining county where we've got great schools and rented for 2 years, which is really difficult for me because I have been in real estate my whole life, and emotionally to sit there and rent was ridiculously hard. Sharon hated that rental house. To this day,
it was ugly though.
It was really ugly, but to this day she gets an Elvis lip sneer going every time she mentions that. Ooh, that house. Every time we bring it up, so it's not a positive subject, and but we got the kids into a great school system. We cut that expense out, and we made that move, but we still were cleaning up.
So there you go, Ashley. I didn't even think about renting for you guys because you just own a home. So I immediately went right to the baby steps.
Yeah,
but for
you're
you
right.
guys, you
You're
can,
right.
but you can just go sell it and rent if that's what you guys want to do for sure. Because I'm with you as a mom. I've got 3 littles, basically the same ages, and yeah, I mean that's hard. I get it. I totally get it. But you got to make decisions again, not based on emotion, but based on fact. And you guys need to do what's best for your family financially and in the long run, while keeping your sanity. But
And here's the other
and you guys be on the same team too, Ashley. I feel like the way you were wording everything was like, well, he's this, I'm that. Da, da, da. You guys need to find that common ground and work together because you're going to just you're going to go so much faster in this process, working closely together and being on the same team.
Yeah. It's almost as if, you're slamming your fist down and saying, I've got to do this, and he's trying to hold you back and be responsible. And, that you both have to, what Rachel's saying is you both have to identify what responsible looks like. So responsible would be you clear your debts and you have an emergency fund before you buy a house. Okay? What Rachel said at the beginning of this. Now, you can do that one of 2 ways. You can sit there and endure the 1,100 square foot with 3 littles for 1 more year, and it sounds like with the numbers you've got, you will be able to do that in 1 more year. And you can do a lot of stuff for a year. There's a lot of people got it worse than you. I grew up in an 1,100 square foot house for 17 years. So somehow my mother pulled that off. I don't know. I don't have scars that I'm aware of from it. So, we never moved until I was 17 years old. So, lots of people have suffered less and more, rather. So, you could do that for 1 year. It won't kill you. But if you want to move and have a little better lifestyle, a little better situation, and go rent for a year or 2 and do this in the right order, that's fine. I would not sell and immediately buy with no emergency fund. Mm-hmm. Absolutely would not do that. If that's your only option between the 2 of you, you need to sit tight. And but if you're willing to move and rent and move again in 2 years after you get everything straightened around, you got some reserves in the business, you got the down payment for the house, or maybe even, you may even be able to pay cash for a house almost the way you're going because he's making bank. And he's doing a really good job managing these numbers. And holding you off from running the thing in the ditch. So, give this guy credit. He's a stud. So, well done, kiddo. You're going to be all right. You'll get through it either way here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You guys jump in. Rachel, talk about that again for the listeners. This getting on the same page thing. And I remember your mom and I had an argument not dissimilar to hers. She was driving that old blue Astro van, and she wanted a better car. And we had a block of money, and I needed to do some stuff that I wanted to do some stuff at the office that would take that block of money and make it back 5 times over. And I'm trying to go do that, and she's like, I've had it with this old car. Kind of a similar conversation, right, to what Ashley's doing. And what we finally figured out was that we were not head-to-head, that we got to do both. It's just which order we did it.
Yeah, which one first, yep.
Which one's first. And getting on the same page is everything.
It's that. And Les Parrott always says that he wishes he could give a little box of empathy to everyone. And that's it. You need to empathize and put yourself in your spouse's shoes. Mm-hmm. You say, we're only looking at our own thing.
And he needs to do that for her because she is at home with 3 littles.
That's what I'm saying. I would be dying too. I get it, girl.
She's in a cracker box with 3 littles. I get that.